more live streaming there at all. It's done. Gone. And it's not just me. Tim Pool, Russell Brand, EVITA in the morning, the quartering. We are launching something called The Lineup, live every day on Rumble. And all of us, March 24th.
Get YouTube back on there. That's what we want.
March 24th is D-Day. The Lineup is coming. So hold on to your butts because people will be remembering this for years to come.
YouTube is good for people like us. Turn it back to YouTube right now.
This is what we're watching now.
This moment that everyone realized YouTube is dead. And Rumble did it.
Convicted felon president.
Self-inflicted.
This is what makes me feel beautiful.
We've got the big stream.
Largest stream on the planet for election night.
On Rumble each day. Uh-oh. Well, it's just a dumb and dull. Yeah, Rumble is freedom. Well, the lineup is epic. All day long, I can't believe we never had it. Jim Pool and Chris.
Steven Crowder, very offensive. Very offensive. They're offensive remarks that Trump has been making.
Now you
It celebrates all identities.
we stream to Rumble.
With all of Trump's dumb stuff.
You've got a problem.
Platforms access to accurate information.
Rumble's a problem. Well, it's just a dumb and dull. Yeah, Rumble is freedom. Well, the lineup is epic. All day long, I can't believe we never had it. Jim Pool and Chris.
Screw you.
It's fun. Yeah. It's a big screw you. And by the way, look, just to make this really clear to you guys, there is a promo code, Rumble Live. It's Rumble Live, the lineup right now. You enter that in, you get $20 off a Rumble Premium membership where you get everything ad-free. You get extended content from all your favorite creators. Mug Club is now Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is now Mug Club. That includes all of these creators. And download the Rumble app. Here's what's going to be happening. You download this app. You can play it, you can just listen to the audio, you can lock your phone, and it is live. You can have it there throughout the day. From people you know, people you trust. I'll also tell you this, behind the scenes, these are the people who are willing to step out. There are still a lot of people in the right sphere who, well, we have to be on YouTube. The money is too good because some people aren't, some people are still monetized. People have their own reasons. These are people who are willing to stick their neck out. And when people say go and create your own YouTube, they've often tried to argue in the past, well, yeah, but if you go to YouTube, that's where the...
Who the fuck wants to create their own YouTube? Bunch of fucking commies.
Viewers are. Yeah. Well, you see this right now, we're always bigger than YouTube, but as these numbers increase dramatically, and that's you, guess what? It proves that YouTube is no longer a viable platform. You can have an effect. Look at what has happened to Disney. You can have an effect on YouTube, on Google, by the way, on their stock price, on how worthy they are, on Rumble, on the creators, on the direction of content, on the rules, the guidelines, the advertiser-friendly rules. You can help change that by being part of this mass exodus. It's hard to say. It is. And by the 24th, that's it. We're not going to be live on YouTube anymore. It took a while to build up to this, but people are willing to plant their feet and start swinging. This is a big shift, and we are incredibly grateful to Rumble. So starting the 24th, we cancel YouTube. This next week, we are moving over to 11. Here's this lineup is available. We're going to work out some kinks because there's still some time slots that I know are being filled in toward the end there. But boy, it's going to be some valuable real estate, boys. Sign up now. It is going to be some valuable real estate. The Johnny-come-latelys, who are like, we want to be in that. Well, no. You know, the YouTube money was too good. And by the way, look, download the app. Make sure you use that promo code Rumble Live. That is up right now if you want to join the Rumble Premium. And if you're part of the Bongino Army, this is the Rumble Premium Army now. It's this mass movement that we want you guys to join in. Get the Rumble app and also update it.
Yeah.
It'd be a cool
Not now,
feature.
though. Don't do it now. If you're watching on the show on the
That's
app.
a fair point. That's a fair point. Don't do it at this particular second, but at some point, update the app. And for people from the Bongino Army, of course, I think there's some familiar faces there. We've cross-trained with Dan, and we're going to give you a brief history of YouTube and a reason for this. It's not just that we don't like them. It's not just that we have an axe to grind. You need to understand that people at YouTube, people in Palo Alto, they actually hate you. And I know that you kind of understand this because you saw what happened with Hunter Biden laptop. You saw what happened with Meta. And of course, Twitter before it was purchased and became X. YouTube has sometimes flown under the radar because you don't think of it as a social media app, and it's not. You think of it as a media app, a broadcast app. They're actually the worst because they have the ability to socially engineer young people too, and they've tried to. They've tried to tip the scales in the last elections, and they also were a place where many conservatives went initially because we could circumvent legacy media. And YouTube realized that and said, oh, no, now we have to be gatekeepers here at YouTube and throttled and shadow banned and demonetized conservatives while allowing the most depraved, degenerate content to still live and thrive on YouTube. So let me give you a brief history for people who are new here. Myself, I've been on YouTube, or I was, really since 2006. I was just a comedian. My brother and I did this sketch. This is the very first upload ever on YouTube, and I'll walk through the demonetization, the shadow banning, the being banned over Dan Bongino being on the show. We were actually suspended from YouTube, suspended from elections. We have watched just this circling and descent down the drain. So 2006, I was in a room with my brother. There were these bad impression videos going around on YouTube that were going viral, and we thought, you know what, let's do a parody of that where we do bad impressions, but you'll be my Ed McMahon and you'll laugh. And it was the first time I ever experienced a death threat, or, by the way, it was the first time that I heard the word Jew fag, and it was
Okay, so, hi. Do I want some names and stuff? Yeah, just say, just say. It is the first time doing a video. Yeah, it's my first time. I didn't know about the whole internet thing. My name's Steven Crowder, and I'm going to do a video for you. I've been seeing a lot of impression videos on YouTube, so this is going to trump them all. This is the greatest impression video of all time. You can check out my mad impression skills. They're pretty good.
they were awful.
Oh, you just teased us because I wanted to see those impressions.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll link it and go watch it. And back then, YouTube was actually run by, like Rumble. They had top videos, most viewed. They had top most commented, and that was the most commented video for days because some people understood that it was satire, right? The impressions that they were meant to be bad, and they appreciated it. Some people just thought the impressions were terrible and they were angry, so they would argue with them. Then some people thought the impressions were actually good and they would argue with them. Then there was a final group that understood the satire, but they felt like we wasted their time, so they wanted to kill me as well. And so that's why I got so many plays. And then my brother, I remember, was featured by Rob Zombie on Halloween. They used to curate it was a fun place. It was YouTube. This is how it started. This is how they built their platform. They sold it to people. You watching right now, you could have started a YouTube channel. That was the beauty of it until it became corporate, sanitized, and another propaganda wing of the left. So in 2009, that was the first time I uploaded, I believe, 2008, 2009, my first political videos on YouTube because I was being banned from comedy clubs, or often I would perform at colleges. Yeah. Turns out if you make fun of Muhammad in a city that has a lot of Somalis, it doesn't go over that well.
That's a shame.
I was the first comedian, I remember, at this college in 2005, banned from a multicultural fair at a local community college where they had me performing. You remember they used to do those conferences and you'd show up, they're like, go away, we can't have this guy. So I said, I'll go to YouTube where I can do the kind of material that I couldn't do and adapt it. 2009, let's go along this timeline.
Hey everyone, this is Steven Crowder. Happy New Year. God bless. Here's to praying that it's a great one.
All right, that's enough.
Oh, why?
Point is, look, there were improvements to be made.
Don't censor yourself, man.
That was an old webcam. That was an Acer. Remember those?
It's 2009. What do you expect, 4K?
All right. So we go through there, and then there were a bunch of kind of conservative networks that popped up, and some of them were great. You know, I worked with PJTV. There were some great people there. I was at Fox News for about 4.5 years, and during that time, There were people there who were very touch and go with what I could put on YouTube. Being called into the second floor at Fox News on a regular basis for something offensive that you say is quite eye-opening. But it made me realize what I didn't want to do. And it also made me see where the puck was going with people watching online. And YouTube was still very important. And at that point, wasn't as bad at censoring. Then that brings us through 2015, 2016. 2016 is when Mug Club launched, the daily show. Before that, I was syndicated on radio. We would upload it online. And there might have been 10,000 people who would watch total. There was no such thing really as video podcasts at that point in time. We started growing, and then 10,000 became 50,000, became 100,000, became 500,000, became over 1 million. And that's when the YouTube SS started knocking on our door. Yeah. And it was a constant game of cat and mouse, where they would say, well, you can say this, but you can't say that. And before this, everyone thought that YouTube was a place where it was you, too, you could upload. And conservatives were doing very, very well. They decided to change that behind the scenes. They had some levers that they pulled. June 2019. This is when something happened, for those of you who are new, the Vox adpocalypse, where we had done videos on YouTube that were critical of Vox, who, by the way, would co-produce shows with YouTube. And it was leftist propaganda. I mean, the kind of propaganda that we now teach our kids, unfortunately, about the evils of the United States, about white privilege, Western civilization. So we were very critical of Vox for a very long period of time. They happened to have a host at Vox who was incredibly gay. And they didn't like that I pointed that out while making fun of the material. For it.
Well, you made one.
Well, oh yeah, I know, but we're not going to get there yet. Technically. So what happened is YouTube came to us and said, we are going to demonetize you completely. And that was a huge part of our business model, right? Millions of dollars. And they did this with many conservatives. It's called the Vox Apocalypse because thousands of channels that were perfectly fine before and acceptable and weren't violating any rules were no longer able to make a living on YouTube. So imagine that. Imagine someone comes into you right now and says, well, you can still quit your job, or you can still run your business. We're just going to forbid anyone from paying you. So do all the work you want. And thank God for Mug Club, which is now Rumble Premium. So this was known as the Vox Adpocalypse, and this was the content that was deemed not hateful, but the reason for removing our ability to make a living.
Steven Crowder is a conservative comedian who makes videos on YouTube. He's pretty popular. He's got close to 4 million subscribers and tens of millions of viewers. His stuff isn't for everyone, but so. If you don't like his videos, watch Colbert. It's a free country, or it used to be. The press is working to change that. A few days ago, a writer at Vox.com demanded that YouTube ban Steven Crowder. Why? For the crime of insulting him.
So we have a higher standard for monetization. So then we did announce the monetization change that Steven Crowder his monetization.
So was that in reaction to people reacting to you not reacting, or was that something that you were already planning to do and just hadn't got around to it?
No, we were in the process of looking at that.
YouTube dragged its feet before taking any action against conservative commentator Steven Crowder, despite being informed of Crowder's 2-year homophobic harassment campaign against journalist Carla Mazza.
And if you want to talk surreal, seeing a senator out there calling for your deplatforming for silly, goofy stuff, right? This is a news comedy show. It was at late night, and then we moved it to the morning during the COVID lockdown because we were refusing lockdown. We were doing 2 a day. Now, that being said, I do respect Senator Hirono because she's going to be on the show later today. There you go. We wanted her for this special occasion.
She's obsessed.
Yeah, it's been a constant back and forth, those who are new from Dan's audience. And this all is building toward, hey, go and build your own YouTube. That's what people say. Well, if you don't like it, don't play in their sandbox. We need an At that point in time, Rumble wasn't able to do it. Rumble wasn't around. There were a lot of people kind of jockeying for position, trying to create something. The user interface didn't work. Yeah. They didn't have apps that worked. It wasn't until Rumble that there was something viable. And that's why, again, we're canceling for people who are new coming in, canceling YouTube. 24th, we're not streaming there anymore. Next week, we move to 11. You're going to have this entire lineup, 9 o'clock through 4 o'clock. So that happened, and YouTube said, you didn't violate any guidelines. So it's not hate speech. They said it's advertiser not friendly, so we're going to demonetize it. I said, that sucks, but fine, a few $1 million a year, which is how we paid everybody.
Right, yeah.
Lost, but we'll find another way, and we're supported by viewers like you. Then they said, actually, you can't sell some of the merchandise because it's incendiary. You can't sell it off. It's a long way for you to issue an apology. This is what YouTube told me. And, of course, you know, if nothing else, I'm easy to work with and I play ball. So, June 3rd, I issued a sweeping 20-minute apology to all of those who I technically not wronged, but kind of did wrong if I wanted to get back in YouTube's good graces, like many other conservatives. I, along with everyone here at Louder with Crowder, am not above recognizing my mistakes and attempting to rectify them. So I'd like to take this opportunity to formally apologize to all parties involved. Firstly, my heartfelt apologies to practicing socialists offended by the Che Guevara Socialism is for f***ing t-shirt. I know that we should fight bad ideas with good ideas and respectfully debate the merits, virtues, and shortcomings of socialism, as opposed to merely mocking it with a hysterical t-shirt available at louderwithcrowdershop.com. I'd like to issue an apology to Tess Holliday for incorrectly implying that her blood type was biologically comparable to that of pudding. She's both brave and beautiful, and I should have done more to celebrate that. I'd like to formally apologize to the Bob Ross estate for tarnishing his legacy with portrayal of Muhammad's likeness, subsequently painting it in period blood, and finally painting his legal team as eating from a corn-infested pile of fecal matter alongside the holiest of prophets, Muhammad. Peace be upon him. Peace be upon him, truly.
More death threats than you can shake a stick at.
So many lawsuits. And for those of you, again, who are coming in, the lineup starts next week. EVITA at 9. Vince, of course, these are Dan Bongino'S boys, at 10. This show at 11. Tim Pool after us. Russell Brand after that. Jeremy Quartering after that. Viva FREY is going to be in there, and this is all going to be live. Now, the 30-something thousand of you who are still watching on YouTube, you may not realize this. You guys move over to Rumble, that makes a big difference because YouTube loses them and Rumble gains them. And I know some of you still on YouTube, once upon a time, Rumble still had to get some glitches fixed on their app. It is the best app out there right now. You can listen while your phone is locked. You can listen on audio if you're in your car. This stream is going to be seamless, where audience goes from show to show to show. Well, everyone can still be independent. We don't even all agree on everything. This is about joining forces to take out really what I would say is the most subversive platform in the United States these days. They have actually affected outcomes of elections, and they've tried to intimidate people into a culture of silence, and people have said, hey, go and create your own YouTube. Well, guess what? Rumble has helped us do that. Dan Bongino has helped us do that. And if you are new here today, we've been doing this show for a long time. Here's a little bit of what you can expect on a day-to-day basis as part of the Rumble Live lineup. 2024 was a very big year.
Nobody's ever been charged with this before. It's a perversion of justice.
The biggest year here by far.
Largest stream on the planet for election night.
January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day.
Entirely made possible by you, Mug Club, which is now Rumble Premium, a big step in what we've always been moving to. You've helped us create narrative.
I understand why you don't understand the freedom example, while you're having gay sex parties and people are losing their livelihood.
Reshaping super videos.
I addressed the Minister for Economic Affairs as an idiot, what he obviously is.
Things that could never work on traditional media, and frankly I was told would never work. Key fact number 2, George Washington despised slavery. We've always wanted to reach as many people as possible, but YouTube has gotten so bad that you can't even tell the truth.
Steven Crowder is very offensive.
YouTube dragged its feet before taking any action against Steven Crowder.
The monetization change that Steven Crowder was his
And it's not just me. Tim Pool, Russell Brand, EVITA in the morning, the Quartering, we are launching something called the lineup. Now in 2025, we'll actually reach more people.
Mug Club is now Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is Mug Club.
Hey, you silly fearing that. You like having 10 fingers and 10 toes? Keep talking.
Yes, your mother that last part.
First rule, of Rumble Premium.
The lineup is coming. YouTube is dead. Is Rumble dead? Starts next week, the 17th, 9 a.m.
Awesome.
And some people are asking, are we going to continue? Of course, Mug Club doing